Forgot to swallow. Alien Res... Chapter 1, the stuff that I, to no one's surprise, dislike about the film. Let's start with a segment called Cringy Lines I thought were badass when I was a kid because I was a cringy line.
Fork.
Fuck.
I can't believe you did that.
Did what?
You killed one of them. It's like killing your own kind.
It was in my way.
I got a new game. Tag.
Now on to a different yet related segment called Dumb People Doing and Saying Dumb Things. Ripley hits Ron Burgundy with the basketball, and then Hillard throws the basketball at Ripley. Was she now under the impression that basketball was the weapon of choice for this brawl, and she wasn't allowed to use anything else?
Release Dr. Red! Put down your weapon and assume the fight!
Do you like that?
The ricochet shot? I don't. Why does Purvis... Wow, his name really is Purvis. Why does Purvis still have an alien inside him when the others were birthed and grew into full-size aliens already? Like, really, this happened, and all these sad fools gave birth to xenomorphs, and then these fully grew, then this happened, then the rest of the movie happened, and then this happened. What am I missing? I mean, we don't really know how long any of this takes, per se, but still don't make sense, do it? This is something I never noticed before. Since when does the alien sound like that? They don't roar, they shriek. It just sounds like a big dumb monster here. Almost as if the series has devolved into big dumb monster movies.
We're moving. I can feel it.
The ship has stealth run. There's no way you can tell.
She's right.
Okay, do you remember when she was all like,
We're moving.
and then he was like,
There's no way you can tell.
and then 2 seconds later, you were like,
She's right.
call, girl, your robot is showing. He just said.
There's no way you can tell.
They all still think you're an android. As far as anyone knows, why do you know that? So Hillard cries right before the scene where she dies. How did you know you were gonna die in this scene? Here's a weird one. When the crew gets to the surface only to discover that it's covered in thick jizz, we pan over to see that there are also eggs waiting for them when they get out. Why show that right now? One thing at a time, man. You've got 2 pieces of tension, and remember, drama's money. The currency of screenwriting is drama. But instead, you blow your wad all at once, and we as viewers can't really process an upcoming threat before we've even dealt with the current one. Would it not have made more sense to focus on them escaping the water, and then reveal the eggs after they emerge, like this?
It's a goddamn trap! It's a goddamn ambush!
The dumbest thing about this movie is the acid. Okay, rewind. 2 aliens in a cage kill a third one in order for its acid blood to burn a hole for them to escape through. I like this scene. I always thought it was clever. However, the alien was able to spit acid in Alien 3. So I'm not sure I get the point of them having to kill the third alien. What? It can spit acid in this movie! They couldn't have just... I need my pills. No, the big bottle. It feels like Joss Whedon was just itching to add humor to this movie, so when he finally burst, it just came out as nonsense.
I don't know. We could have them regroup.
Climb up a ladder
maybe.
at this point.
Yeah, that's an
Seems
option.
basic.
And then you see a spider, he shoots in the face.
Why does he do that?
I don't know, I gotta get some air.
What are you doing? Don't do it! Go!
Why did he die? Okay, let me rephrase that. Why did he die? In fact, why didn't he even try to shake the alien off of him? Yeah, it's gonna be really poetic and impactful, you know, because, you know, of course he can't shake the alien off, you know, he can't move his legs. It's the other guy that can't move his legs, right?
Unauthorized opening of.
Can we change that? Movie came out already. Fuck. Chapter 2. There are things I like in this film, and that makes me wonder if I really know myself at all. I like the science stuff at the beginning of the film before the crew arrives, so the first 4%. In all the other movies, there's always the fear that the company will get a hold of it, but here we actually get to see that play out. And it's fascinating to see the process of how they do it. Cloning Ripley and removing the alien surgically, trafficking humans to use as hosts, and trying to tame the aliens in a cage. I would have preferred a movie that was more about this stuff. A much slower burn towards the breaking point. Hell, we don't even see an alien until halfway through Aliens. Even later in Alien, unless you count this little cutie. This part, undeniably, rocks ass.
Listen, if you
Don't you ever shut up!
Once again, I've now finished talking about the things I liked in the movie. I'm going to now revert back to talking about more things that I don't like, and this thing on a high note for you. Chapter 3, Final Hatreds. So, the movie has some interesting bits, but it's delivered in the grossest package imaginable. Everything's got these wacky angles, a disturbing amount of grain, and well, I'm about to say it. I think Clone Ripley leaves something to be desired. With her gross nails and her fingering Hall's holes. I think it would have been much more interesting if she didn't know that she was a clone or that she shared a connection with the aliens. It could have been a neat mystery for her and us to find out why the hell she's still alive, which could have been revealed late in the movie, but instead,
We've remade you. We cloned you.
it also would have been more impactful when she finds the failed clones, if this was the first moment she even realized she was a clone. Also, this is a good time to mention something that really has a pine cone up my ass. If they were to have gone with this suggestion, then the title would have spoiled it. Just call it goddamn Alien 4. Subtitles are stupid. They've always been stupid. Stop calling things fucking Dark Legacy and Immortal Kingdom Origins. Let it end. Another issue is too many damn characters. It's the same problem we had in Alien 3. It just becomes a run-of-the-mill slasher movie if you're killing somebody off in every scene like clockwork. So the aliens kidnap Ripley and do something to her.
Oh my god.
Yuck. And then the Queen just does have a human reproductive system.
Ripley's gift to her, a human reproductive system.
I maybe have never seen lazier writing in my whole golly dang life.
We'll fork you too.
Fuck. It's fork.
Just like what Alien 3 did to Aliens, Resurrection completely shits on the legacy of Alien 3. Not something anyone's drowning themselves in tears over, but still. The whole point of the ending of Alien 3 is that Ripley sacrifices herself, and this movie completely negates it. It's a recurring theme that I'm picking up on with these last two mainline movies. Both have really good things to offer, but insist on doing so at the total destruction of their predecessors. Both these movies could have worked really nicely as standalone movies, without Ripley. That way you could have avoided ruining her character and tell whatever story you wanted with the alien. Luckily, I have a solution. This is my time-traveling wristband. Let's go back and fix this. It's broken.
Thanks as always to my top tier patrons, Juanita and Baby Making Maple Bacon.
There are like very well crafted crafted shots.
Yes.
But then so many of the shots later on are just